Well, we had about we saw over an inch in some parts of the count of Sussex County. Uh, First Alert Meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono with a little update on our snow and what has fallen and what will happen for the rest of the day. A little update here before we come on air at 11 a.m. on Coast TV News Midday. As we take a look at snowfall totals so far, what fell across the area, we had about nearly 2 inches across portions of southeast Dorchester County, Maryland. Delmarva, Delaware, 1.6 inches. Bethel, 1.2. Laurel, 1.1. And we had just about a quarter of an inch there in Seaford and a trace along the coast in Lewis. So forecast on par and that's pretty much what we expected so far through the morning as far as where the heaviest snowfall totals were going to be. Generally southwestern portions of Sussex County and the southwestern portion of the peninsula. That's where the snow began early this morning and really was the heaviest at times. Now what we're beginning to see is that milder air filter in. Look at the temperature now in Ocean View. We're now 37. You can see winds are out of the southeast, so that's bringing in that milder marine air and pushing that colder air back to the west. You see the snow there on the ground in Laurel. We still are below 32 degrees. We're at 30. And we are still at 30 degrees there in Laurel. There we go. There's Laurel. We'll go back here. We are going back over to rain in portions of Ocean View. Let's look at those snowfall totals again. Trace in Lewis, we had 1.9 in Dorchester County, Maryland. So as I was saying, the milder air is pushed ashore in portions of Ocean View and really along the coast, as we're seeing that milder ocean air filter into the peninsula. And you can see there the snow-covered landscape in Laurel, 30 degrees there. So we are still below the freezing mark, pretty much west of 113. As we take a look at the radar, beginning to wind down as far as the precipitation goes. It's going to come more scattered in nature, more spotty throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. The steadiest snow is now northern Sussex and into Kent County, but you can see that milder air pushing in, so that rain snow line now right along coastal highway. So we're pretty much light rain, Ocean City, Fenwick Island up through Rehoboth, and then where you see the pink there, you're seeing some light freezing drizzle, some sleet pellets mixed in there, and then west of that from Cambridge, Taylor's Island up through Stevensville, in through Dover, you're seeing some snow, not tremendously heavy at this hour, generally some light to moderate rainfall where you're seeing the brighter shades of white there, some moderate rainfall, but for the most part, the significant, I should say the accumulating snow has come to an end across the area, but that area of low pressure now just to the just over Charleston, and that's going to continue pushing to the east. So instead of developing into a nor'easter, this system is just going to push due east and out to sea. So we're just being sort of grazed by this storm system across Delmarva today. And you see high pressure off to the north. The snow was really fighting the dry air early this morning. I mean, if you were on with us at 5 a.m. this morning, you saw how the snow was having a hard time fighting that dry air across portions of the peninsula. We're at 27 in Milford, 30 Seaford, 29 in Georgetown, 30 Long Neck, but look at the temperatures at the beaches. 33 Rehoboth, We're at 38 in Bethany, and we're at 39 in Ocean City. So that's a sign of that east flow. You can see winds out of the east, anywhere between about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and that's pulling in that milder air. I don't know if you remember the storm we had back on Tuesday when we had the rain. We had temperatures surge into the 50s at the coast very quickly after we were in the 20s in the morning. That gives you an idea of the influence the ocean can have here on the peninsula with the milder ocean temperatures and that east wind. Wind chills, it's pretty bitter out there, especially away from the beaches. Feels like 20, Harrington, 22 in Milford, and it feels like 24 in Salisbury with that wind coming in off the ocean. So if we take a look at the next 12 hours here, we're looking at the snow to continue across some parts of the area, especially inland portions of the peninsula. Some light rain, some freezing drizzle across the area, and we'll see those temperatures rise into the mid-30s through the afternoon. And then, as I mentioned, the precipitation will become a bit more spotty in nature as we go into the afternoon. Just a real kind of raw, cold day on the peninsula once we see the steadiest precipitation come to an end. We'll take a look at the current watches and advisories across the peninsula. We still do have that active winter weather advisory, Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, and Worcester County. That is up through 7 o'clock this evening. And this is generally the area where we've seen the most snow across the region. So Futurecast shows over the next few hours the precip more spotty, that rain snow line trying to push even further inland. We'll see if it makes it all the way back to Route 13. But we are going to be quite mild at the coast through the afternoon, with temperatures getting even close to the 40-degree mark at the beaches. Then as we go into the Friday evening, it's just a raw evening with some spotty snow showers, even some spotty showers, some spotty freezing drizzle can't be ruled out as well. But the good news is we clear out just in time for the weekend, and we're looking at much drier conditions as we go into Saturday. It's going to be a bit cloudy to start Saturday, a lot of low clouds, and we'll see some breaks in those clouds, I think, by the afternoon. But overall, we're looking at a rather chilly, dry weekend. So additional snowfall through the afternoon, not expecting a whole lot, less than an inch of additional snowfall on top of what we already saw through the day today. And then we're going to continue to see that mix of rain and just kind of a mix of snow and rain through the coastal plain as we go into the afternoon time frame. Overnight lows, we're going to dip into, some of us are going to get below the freezing mark, at the freezing mark, especially away from the beaches overnight. So do watch out. We could have some slick spots for any moisture that hasn't melted or dried up. Will we refreeze? And I think the best chance of that would be from 113 on westward as we go into Friday evening and then early Saturday morning. We're looking at Futurecast now over the weekend. We are going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies for Saturday, partly sunny skies in through Sunday, and then another cold front is going to be pushing through Sunday night, bringing a reinforcing shot of cold air back to the peninsula. So highs generally in the mid-40s over the weekend. We're dry, a little gloomy to start, and we'll see some breaks in those clouds as we go into the day on Sunday. But this cold weather pattern continues.
Marcy says that there is just pure snow in Rehoboth Beach right now.
It's still snowing in Rehoboth?
She said, yeah, pure snow in Rehoboth.
Okay, so we're still seeing some snow in Rehoboth. And we're looking at cool temperatures over the next few days as we go into the December 10th through 14th as we go into that second week in November. And we'll pull up the camera in Lewis here. We've been looking at all these cameras throughout the morning, and still seeing some light snow there in Lewis, and then we still have reports of snow in Rehoboth. We'll take a look at what's going on there on the boardwalk in Rehoboth, and we had the rain now in Ocean City. Make our way up the coast here. Let's take a look at that camera in Ocean City there. We have the Ocean City camera here on the bay side, and we're seeing just some light showers there. Seeing temperature 39 degrees in Ocean City, so expect spotty showers throughout the rest of your morning and into the afternoon. As we take a live look in through Rehoboth, we see, wet boardwalk there, some of the light snow that accumulated earlier this morning, and we're seeing some light snow there. Temperature just a little above the freezing mark there. So we're looking at generally wet roads across much of Coastal Highway. So that is good news. We're getting those temperatures at or above freezing. So any snow that is falling in Rehoboth isn't really accumulating anymore as we see those temperatures get above the freezing mark through over the next 5 hours. We expect that snow to change over to rain in Rehoboth and eventually get up close to 40 degrees in Rehoboth through the afternoon as that east wind continues to flow in off the ocean. The ocean's still quite mild for this time of year, so that certainly plays a role in the type of precipitation we see depending upon the way these storms actually track to our south. Now we'll take a look at the live radar again. You can see that rain snow line trying to push inland, and we're going to continue to see just a sloppy mess, pretty much. Easy, simple way to put it, throughout Delmarva for the rest of the day today. We'll be with you coming up for Coast TV News at 11 a.m. Hope to see you on air. We'll see you on TV coming up in about 15 minutes.